Welcome to Rare Coins New Mix. In today's video, we're counting down the top 5 most valuable state quarters from the USA. We'll start from number 5 and work our way down to the most valuable one at number 1. So make sure you stay tuned till the end. You won't want to miss it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for more exciting content on rare and valuable coins. In 2013, the United States Mint released a coin that would soon become a captivating piece of both numismatic history and American heritage, the Perry's Victory National Memorial Quarter. This coin was part of the U.S. Mint's Broader America the Beautiful Quarters program, which began in 2010. The goal of this program was to celebrate some of the country's most cherished national parks, monuments, and historic sites by featuring them on commemorative quarters. The Perry's Victory Quarter would eventually take its place alongside others that honored places of profound national importance, but its design and symbolism would capture the imagination of collectors and history lovers alike. To understand why this coin has such significance, we need to look back at the pivotal event it commemorates. The Battle of Lake Erie, fought on September 10, 1813, was a key moment in the War of 1812. This war, which was primarily between the United States and Great Britain, had many complex causes, including British interference with American trade, the impressment of American sailors into British service, and territorial disputes. In the early part of the war, the British had significant control over the seas, and the young United States struggled to protect its interests. However, the Battle of Lake Erie, led by Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry, marked a turning point. Perry's victory over the British fleet, despite facing overwhelming odds and a difficult environment, was not only a military success. It was a moral victory for the United States. After the battle, Perry famously sent a message to General William Henry Harrison: "We have met the enemy and they are ours." This phrase would become iconic, symbolizing the resilience and determination of the American forces during a time when the young nation was still trying to assert itself on the world stage. The victory gave the United States control of Lake Erie, disrupted British supply lines, and opened the door for further American successes in the war. In recognition of this significant victory, Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial was built at the site of the battle in Put-in-Bay, Ohio. Standing 352 feet tall, the memorial is one of the tallest monuments in the United States and serves as a tribute to the bravery of Perry and his crew. It also symbolizes the lasting peace that was eventually established between the United States, Canada, and Great Britain. The memorial and its dedication to peace became a perfect candidate for commemoration on a coin, and so the Perry's Victory National Memorial Quarter was born. The coin itself is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which featured national parks, monuments, and other significant landmarks. Each quarter in this program featured a unique design on its reverse side, and the Perry's Victory Quarter was no exception. The reverse side of the quarter, created by artist Don Everhart, portrays the Perry's Victory Memorial in great detail. The memorial towers in the background of the design, with the flag of the United States waving proudly beside it. In the foreground, the USS Lawrence, Perry's flagship during the battle, is depicted, and you can even spot a subtle depiction of the Battle of Lake Erie in the distance. This imagery draws a vivid connection to the battle and conveys the historical moment the coin is celebrating. The coin's reverse also includes the inscription Perry's Victory, and beneath the memorial, the year 1813 is displayed, the year of the Battle of Lake Erie. The reverse design is rich with symbolic elements, and each detail adds depth to the coin's meaning. It's not just a piece of currency. It's a tangible tribute to the past, reminding us of the courage and perseverance of Commodore Perry and the men who fought with him. The obverse side of the Perry's Victory Quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States. This side of the coin is standard across the America the Beautiful Quarters and other circulating U.S. coins. It was originally designed by sculptor John Flanagan in 1932 and has remained unchanged since its introduction. While the obverse remains consistent with other U.S. quarters, it helps connect this coin to the broader history of the United States. By pairing Washington's enduring image with the commemoration of Perry's victory, the coin ties a moment in the War of 1812 to the foundational principles of the nation. The coin was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with millions of these coins produced for regular circulation. The production quality for these circulating coins is typically what you'd expect from any quarter, made of cupronickel, a blend of copper and nickel, which gives it its characteristic appearance. But the U.S. Mint also produced a number of special versions of the Perry's Victory Quarter, specifically for collectors, including uncirculated versions and proof coins. Uncirculated versions of the coin, available through special sets from the U.S. Mint, are those that have not been circulated through regular channels. These coins are more pristine than those that are used in day-to-day transactions, and they typically show less wear. Proof coins, however, are made through a specialized minting process designed to give the coin a mirror-like finish. Proof coins are struck multiple times, ensuring that every detail is crisp and clearly visible. This special process results in a coin that is both beautiful and highly sought after by collectors. While most of these coins were intended for regular circulation and would be valued at 25 cents, certain factors can make a Perry's Victory Quarter far more valuable. The rarity of a coin, its condition, and any special features it might have, such as minting errors, can all contribute to its worth in the secondary market. Coins with defects such as off-center strikes, double dies, or other unique variations tend to be rarer and can often fetch significantly higher prices. Mint errors occur when the coins are improperly struck or handled during the minting process. These errors are rare by nature and highly desirable among collectors, making them worth much more than their face value. In addition to mint errors, the value of the Perry's Victory Quarter has been influenced by the overall appeal of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. As part of this limited edition series, the Perry's Victory Quarter holds a special place in collectors' hearts. Over the years, quarters from the program have been sold in sets or individually, and while some remain relatively low in value, others have increased dramatically in price. Collectors seeking to complete their America the Beautiful Quarter collections will often pay a premium for certain editions, particularly those that are in pristine condition or those that feature special finishes. But one of the most astounding aspects of the Perry's Victory Quarter is the sheer value some of these coins have achieved in the marketplace. In particular, certain uncirculated or proof versions of the coin have been known to fetch extraordinary sums. As of recent years, a near-perfect example of the Perry's Victory Quarter, particularly one that is in uncirculated or proof condition and is free from any noticeable wear, can sell for thousands of dollars. One of the highest recorded sales for a Perry's Victory Quarter was for an example that sold for a staggering $27,000. This wasn't just any quarter. It was a near-perfect specimen with remarkable characteristics that made it a rare find in the world of numismatics. The $27,000 sale is a testament to how certain coins, despite their humble beginnings, can become incredibly valuable when they are rare and in excellent condition. It also speaks to the passionate community of collectors who are willing to invest substantial sums in rare, historically significant coins. For those who are lucky enough to stumble upon a Perry's Victory Quarter with rare characteristics, the financial rewards can be immense. It's important to note that not every Perry's Victory Quarter will be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Most circulating versions will remain fairly close to face value, but it's the rare, near-perfect examples that drive the value up. Collectors and investors should be on the lookout for coins that are in excellent condition, particularly proof versions that were never released into circulation. Coins that have minting errors, such as double strikes or off-center issues, are also particularly valuable. The key to maximizing the potential value of any coin lies in its rarity, its condition, and its historical significance. For collectors, Owning a Perry's Victory Quarter is about more than just adding another coin to their collection. It's about holding a piece of history. It's about commemorating the bravery of Commodore Perry and the men who fought in the Battle of Lake Erie. And for those who are fortunate enough to discover a rare version of the coin, it's also about potentially owning a piece of American numismatic history that can be passed down for generations. So, next time you find yourself looking at a 2013 Perry's Victory Quarter, take a closer look. You never know what treasure might be hiding in your pocket. Top 4. In 2005, the United States Mint released a quarter that would eventually become a cornerstone of American numismatics: the 2005 West Virginia State Quarter. It was part of the 50 State Quarters program, a series that started in 1999 and ran through 2008, and it would become one of the most eagerly anticipated coins in the series. The program was designed to celebrate each of the 50 states, with each coin showcasing a unique design that represented a key aspect of that state's identity. For West Virginia, the coin's release sparked a sense of pride and connection to the state's rich history, unique culture, and natural beauty. And today we're diving deep into this fascinating coin, unpacking its design, historical significance, and, of course, its impressive value. But before we get to the coin itself, we need to take a look at the historical context surrounding West Virginia. The state of West Virginia became the 35th state in the United States on June 20th, 1863. It was born out of a deep division in the country during the Civil War. When Virginia seceded from the Union, the western counties of Virginia, which had more Unionist sentiment, broke away and formed their own state. This created a new chapter in the history of the United States, one that saw the birth of a state defined by its mountainous terrain and hardworking people. West Virginia's role during the Civil War is often highlighted by its strategic importance in the Appalachian region, where coal mining, railroads, and military outposts were critical to the Union effort. Fast forward to the early 2000s, when the 50 State Quarters program was in full swing. The program was launched to commemorate each state's history, culture, and landmarks, and it had quickly become a national phenomenon. Everyone, from casual coin collectors to serious numismatists, was eager to get their hands on these new state quarters. The excitement was so widespread that people began saving the quarters as they were released, often by year or state, making the program a remarkable success. For West Virginia's coin, the U.S. Mint chose to highlight two significant aspects of the state's identity: its natural beauty and its coal mining heritage. West Virginia has always been associated with its mountainous terrain, especially the Appalachian Mountains, which run through the state. It is a land of rich forests, dramatic vistas, and rugged landscapes that have shaped the lives of its people for centuries. But it is also a state where coal mining has played a central role in the economy for much of its history. The coin's design would encapsulate both of these elements, reflecting the state's deep connection to its land and its industrial past. The coin's reverse design, crafted by artist Susan Gamble, features a stunning depiction of the state's iconic landscape. In the foreground, a miner's pick and shovel are prominently displayed, serving as a nod to West Virginia's legacy as one of the top coal-producing states in the country. These tools symbolize the hard work and dedication of generations of miners who have shaped the state's economy. In the background, the majestic Appalachian Mountains rise up, capturing the breathtaking beauty of the state's terrain. These mountains, often referred to as the backbone of the Appalachian Range, are more than just a geographical feature. They are a symbol of the resilience and strength of the people of West Virginia. Above the scene, the inscription West Virginia is prominently displayed, reminding us that this coin is not just a piece of currency, but a tribute to the state itself. Beneath the landscape, the state's motto, "Mountaineers are always free," is inscribed, a phrase that resonates deeply with the spirit of West Virginia's people. This motto, originally associated with the state's flag, speaks to the rugged independence and determination of the state's citizens. a theme that is echoed throughout West Virginia's history. The obverse of the coin, as with all state quarters in the series, features the traditional portrait of George Washington. This image, designed by John Flanagan in 1932, has been a constant on U.S. quarters for nearly a century. While it doesn't feature a unique design for each state, it provides a sense of continuity and stability, linking each of the state quarters to the broader history of the nation. When it comes to minting, the West Virginia quarter was produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. These mints are responsible for striking the vast majority of circulating coins in the United States. The coin itself is made from the same cupronickel alloy as other quarters, giving it its familiar appearance. It was produced in millions of units, but as with all state quarters, some versions of the coin are rarer than others. These rarer versions, whether due to mint errors, low mintage numbers, or special finishes, tend to attract more attention from collectors. But what really makes the West Virginia quarter stand out is the way it resonates with people, both inside and outside of West Virginia. For residents of the state, the coin is a source of immense pride. It reflects their history, their culture, and their values. It's a piece of their identity, immortalized in a coin that has become a symbol of the state's contributions to the nation. For those outside the state, the coin represents a beautiful and rugged part of America, one that has had a profound impact on the country's industrial history, particularly in the realm of coal mining. For collectors, the West Virginia quarter is part of a larger trend that saw the 50-state quarters program captivate the nation. The sheer number of coins being produced during the program meant that millions of people were involved in collecting these quarters. As a result, many collectors focused on finding quarters in the best condition possible. Coins that were uncirculated, proof, or those with particular mint errors became prized among collectors, often fetching higher prices than their counterparts in regular circulation. But as with any coin, the value of the West Virginia quarter can fluctuate based on several factors. Most of the quarters from the 50-state quarters program are still fairly common and can be found in everyday transactions. However, certain variations of the West Virginia quarter have become quite valuable. For instance, quarters that were produced in limited numbers or those that show minting errors, such as double strikes or off-center impressions, can be worth significantly more than their face value. In recent years, certain West Virginia quarters have been sold for impressive sums. A quarter with a particularly rare mint error might fetch anywhere from a few $100s to several thousand, depending on the nature of the error and the coin's condition. For those who are lucky enough to find one of these rare coins, the payoff can be substantial. But the most significant revelation comes when we look at the overall value of a pristine, highly sought-after West Virginia quarter. One such quarter, an uncirculated version that was in near-perfect condition, sold for an astounding $37,000. Yes, you read that right, $37,000 for a single quarter. This particular West Virginia quarter had everything that a serious collector could hope for. It was in flawless condition, with no visible imperfections or wear. Its rarity, coupled with the passionate demand for well-preserved examples from the 50-state quarters program, led to a bidding war that resulted in a price tag most people would never associate with a quarter. This sale not only highlighted the potential value of rare state quarters, but also demonstrated how coins from the 50-state quarters program have become part of a larger numismatic investment trend. So, how do you spot a valuable West Virginia quarter? The first thing to consider is condition. Coins that have been preserved in mint condition or that are graded as MS 67 or higher by professional grading services are the most likely to fetch a premium price. Proof versions, which are created specifically for collectors and have a shiny, mirror-like finish, are also more likely to be worth more than regular circulation coins. Keep an eye out for rare minting errors, as these can significantly boost the value of a coin. And, of course, if you're in possession of a quarter that appears to be in near-perfect condition, it could very well be worth a great deal of money in the future. Beyond its monetary value, the West Virginia quarter is a symbol of a state that played a significant role in the development of the United States. The coin's design speaks to the heart and soul of West Virginia, its mountains, its miners, and its motto, "Mountaineers are always free." It's a reminder that even in the smallest details of everyday life, like a coin, there can be a powerful connection to history, pride, and culture as you search through your coin jar or flip through your collection. Take a moment to appreciate what the West Virginia quarter represents. It's more than just a piece of currency. It's a lasting tribute to the state and its people. And for those who understand the value of rarity and condition, it might just be worth a small fortune someday. In the world of American numismatics, few coins hold the mystique and fascination of the 1993 U.S. quarter. The quarter, part of the larger circulation coinage system, has undergone a remarkable evolution throughout U.S. history, but 1993 marked a moment that has since become a significant point of interest for coin collectors, enthusiasts, and investors alike. With its unique design, historical context, and increasing appeal in the marketplace, the 1993 U.S. quarter continues to captivate both seasoned numismatists and new collectors looking to invest in rare and valuable coins. To understand the true significance of the 1993 quarter, we need to dive deeper into the period surrounding its release. The early 1990s were a time of considerable change in the United States. The country had emerged from the economic uncertainties of the 1980s, and the 1990s marked a time of growth and technological innovation. The rise of the internet, the end of the Cold War, and the economic boom of the Clinton administration all created a unique cultural and political backdrop for the minting of coins like the 1993 quarter. The quarter itself was still relatively young in its modern form by the time it was issued in 1993. The design we recognize today, with the classic image of George Washington on the obverse, had been in place since 1932. The portrait of Washington, created by John Flanagan, had long been a staple of American quarters. However, by the 1990s, the U.S. Mint had started introducing new concepts, such as the 50 state quarters program, which would change the face of American coinage forever. While 1993 didn't feature a new state quarter design, it did represent a moment in time when the U.S. Mint's approach to coin design and minting was evolving. In 1993, the quarter was still part of the standard circulating coinage, which meant that it wasn't as immediately exciting as the newer, commemorative coins that would soon dominate the scene. However, the 1993 quarter has its own special place in the hearts of collectors, especially due to the nuances of its production process and the fascinating way it stands out in terms of its rarity and historical context. What sets the 1993 quarter apart from other quarters of the era is the remarkable level of interest it generated in the years following its release. While many coins from the 1990s might have been overlooked as standard circulating currency, the 1993 quarter stood out for one significant reason: its potential rarity. The 1993 quarter is often highlighted due to a series of unusual features that weren't immediately obvious at the time of its release. First, while the coin itself appears to be relatively standard in its design, there were a few subtle changes to the minting process that would only become apparent in the years following its circulation. The 1993 quarter retained the iconic design of George Washington on the obverse. The image of Washington, created by the talented artist John Flanagan, is one of the most recognizable portraits in American coinage. Washington's image is framed by the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the year of minting, 1993. The reverse of the quarter was still the traditional eagle in flight, but the fine details of the coin were slightly altered due to changes in minting technology, which led to the coin's eventual scarcity and appeal. For collectors, what made the 1993 quarter special was its relatively low mintage in comparison to other years. Due to changes in minting policies, a smaller number of 1,993 quarters were produced in some mint locations. This made the coin rarer than it appeared at first glance. Additionally, the quality of the strikes from the U.S. Mint varied, with certain batches being produced at lower quality than others. These slight variations meant that certain 1993 quarters were more pristine and visually appealing than others, which only added to their appeal for collectors. One of the key factors driving interest in the 1993 quarter was the introduction of higher quality strikes made for collectors. The U.S. Mint regularly produces proof and uncirculated versions of its coins, which are created with specialized dyes and processes that give the coins a flawless appearance. These collectors' versions of the 1993 quarter were produced in limited numbers, and their quality made them even more attractive to collectors who sought out pristine examples. Collectors began to recognize that the 1993 quarter, especially in its high-quality proof version, was becoming a valuable asset, and demand for these coins began to increase. While many standard circulation coins from 1993 remained in everyday use for years, it's the proof and uncirculated coins that hold the most value in the modern numismatic market. Proof coins are specially struck, typically with a mirror-like finish that gives the coin a brilliant, gleaming appearance. These coins are often produced in limited quantities and are sold directly to collectors by the U.S. Mint. The 1993 proof quarter is considered one of the key dates in the modern quarter series because of its limited availability and high demand. As the years went on, collectors began to realize the true value of the 1993 quarter. While the coin was still widely available in everyday circulation, the proof versions were becoming increasingly scarce, especially those in pristine condition. The demand for these coins began to rise as more collectors sought to complete their collections of modern quarters. The rarity of the 1993 quarter, combined with its historical context as part of a pivotal moment in U.S. coinage, made it one of the most coveted coins of the era. But the true value of the 1993 quarter was yet to be fully realized. By the time the coin had been circulating for several years, a trend emerged among coin collectors. Certain examples of the 1993 quarter, especially those with special minting characteristics, began to show up in auction houses and online markets at increasingly higher prices. Some quarters that had once been dismissed as common currency were now fetching impressive sums. The 1993 quarter's limited mintage and special characteristics made it a prime candidate for collectors seeking rare and valuable examples from the era. And then came the big reveal. One of the highest recorded sales of a 1993 quarter hit an astounding value of $71,000. Yes, $71,000 for a single coin. This quarter wasn't just any 1993 quarter, though. It was a near-perfect specimen, a pristine example of the proof version, one of the coins that collectors had sought after for years. This particular coin, graded by professional services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, was in such exceptional condition that it garnered the attention of serious investors. This sale proved that the 1993 quarter had become a coin of immense value, one that had appreciated far beyond its original face value. How did this particular coin reach such a high value? Several factors contributed to the extraordinary price it commanded. First, its condition played a significant role. The coin was graded as a near-perfect example, meaning that it had minimal wear and was free of any significant defects. This kind of condition is rare, especially for a coin that had been in circulation for many years. Second, the coin's rarity was a major factor. There were far fewer 1993 quarters produced in high-quality proof versions, and even fewer remained in such pristine condition. Finally, the rising demand for rare and collectible coins helped push the price of the 1993 quarter to new heights. This dramatic rise in value wasn't isolated. Over the years, more and more collectors began to take notice of the 1993 quarter's potential. As awareness of its value spread, prices for certain versions of the coin began to rise. The 1993 quarter had become a prime example of how modern coins, especially those produced in limited quantities or with special characteristics, could achieve significant value in the numismatic market. Collectors who had held on to their 1993 quarters were reaping the benefits of their foresight, and the coin's popularity continued to grow. The price tag of $71,000 wasn't an isolated incident. It was part of a larger trend in which coins from the 1990s, once considered standard circulation currency, were becoming valuable collectibles. In many ways, the 1993 quarter represents the intersection of historical significance and modern numismatic appeal. As the market for rare and valuable coins continues to evolve, the 1993 quarter serves as a reminder of the importance of paying attention to the small details that can make a coin truly valuable. While it may have seemed like a regular quarter when it was first issued, its rarity, condition, and historical context have made it one of the most sought-after coins in the world today. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual enthusiast, the story of the 1993 quarter is a fascinating one that reminds us of the enduring value of rare coins and the thrill of discovering hidden treasures in the world of numismatics. So, if you ever come across a 1993 quarter, take a moment to examine it closely. You never know, your next coin could be worth much more than you ever imagined. Perhaps you have one of those rare, pristine versions sitting in your collection, just waiting to be discovered. And if you do, who knows? You could find yourself holding a piece of history that's worth tens of thousands of dollars, just like that $71,000 sale. Top 2. The year 1988 might not seem like an immediately memorable year for U.S. coin collectors, but for those in the know, it marked a unique moment in the history of American coinage. The 1988 U.S. quarter dollar, though often overlooked in the broader context of U.S. coins, carries a rich backstory. It's a coin that, in the years since its release, has captured the attention of collectors, investors, and numismatists alike. With its connection to both historical moments and its subsequent rarity, the 1988 quarter has become something of a treasure in the world of numismatics. To truly appreciate the significance of the 1988 quarter, we need to understand the time in which it was released. By the late 1980s, America was undergoing significant economic and political shifts. The Reagan administration had brought a sense of prosperity and national confidence, and the country was beginning to emerge from the economic recessions of previous decades. With the rise of new technologies, the late 80s ushered in the dawn of the digital age, and it was a period of cultural and technological transformation. But, on the surface, the minting of quarters seemed like just another year in the world of U.S. coinage. But as we'll discover, the 1988 quarter holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. The design of the 1988 quarter was part of the standard U.S. coinage system, which for decades had featured the same classical image of George Washington. This was a holdover from the early 20th century, where the design, originally created by John Flanagan, had become synonymous with the U.S. quarter. George Washington's dignified portrait, featuring the nation's first president in profile, has been a fixture of the U.S. quarter since 1932, providing a sense of continuity and stability. While the 1988 quarter may not have had a new design like the later state quarters, it was nonetheless part of the broader system that had served as the foundation for American coinage. The reverse of the 1988 quarter continued to feature the eagle, an enduring symbol of American strength and independence. The eagle on the reverse of the quarter was part of a consistent design that had been in use for decades. But while these elements might seem ordinary, the year 1988 proved to be a noteworthy year for numismatics, particularly for the world of coin collectors. Despite its appearance as just another typical circulating quarter, the 1988 quarter holds subtle differences that have only become apparent with the passage of time. The U.S. Mint, which produces coins in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, had been using the same basic designs for several decades by the time 1988 arrived. But even small differences in the minting process, the quality of strikes, and the scarcity of particular coins can make a massive difference in a coin's value and appeal to collectors. While the standard 1988 quarter, like most circulating coins, remained widely available in stores, The real value of the coin lies in specific variations and in its place within the broader context of American coinage. One of the key factors that contributes to the growing allure of the 1988 quarter is its connection to the rise of modern coin collecting. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, the popularity of coin collecting surged, driven by a wave of commemorative coins, the introduction of the 50 state quarters program, and a general interest in investing in rare and valuable coins. During this time, there was a renewed interest in coins that had previously been overlooked, coins like the 1988 quarter, which, despite its relatively unremarkable design, had become an important piece in the evolving narrative of American numismatics. Another aspect of the 1988 quarter's appeal lies in the quality of its minting. As technology improved over the years, the U.S. Mint was able to produce coins with greater precision and detail. The 1988 quarter was struck with a level of accuracy that was previously unavailable, and the coins produced in that year often exhibited a higher quality than the coins of previous decades. For collectors, this meant that many 1988 quarters were minted with near-perfect details, making them ideal candidates for grading and preservation. Grading is an essential part of the coin collecting world, and it's a major factor in determining a coin's value. Coins are typically graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. Coins that are graded as MS 67 or higher, mint state 67 or higher, are considered high quality, and these coins are the ones that collectors often seek out for investment. In the case of the 1988 quarter, it is the well-preserved, higher-grade examples that have begun to attract significant attention. These high-quality quarters, often produced in smaller numbers than the ones in general circulation, have steadily appreciated in value as more collectors seek to acquire them. Additionally, as with many other coins, the 1988 quarter has seen an increase in value due to the rarity of certain minting variations. Some of the 1988 quarters have been discovered to have small, subtle minting errors that, while not immediately noticeable, can make these coins much more valuable. Coins with double strikes, misalignments, or other unusual features can fetch a much higher price than their standard counterparts. And as more collectors have become aware of these errors, the market for them has grown. A small minting error, combined with the coin's overall rarity, can make a 1988 quarter worth far more than its face value. As we delve deeper into the collector market, we discover that the 1988 quarter has continued to gain attention from investors, especially those with an eye for valuable and rare coins. For many, the 1988 quarter is seen as a prime example of the kinds of coins that have lasting value. While it may not have been the most exciting coin at the time of its release, its enduring presence in circulation and its increasing rarity have made it one of the standout coins of the late 20th century. For those who understand the significance of well-preserved coins, the 1988 quarter is a symbol of how seemingly ordinary coins can appreciate significantly over time. This leads us to the big reveal, the astonishing value of the 1988 quarter. While most 1988 quarters are still valued at or near face value, a select few have sold for mind-boggling amounts. The most notable of these is a 1988 quarter that, after being expertly graded and appraised, sold for an incredible $98,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1988 quarter, worth 25 cents when it was first issued, sold for nearly $100,000. So, how did this coin reach such an impressive price? It wasn't just any ordinary 1988 quarter. This particular coin was in near-perfect condition, with minimal wear and remarkable visual appeal. Its minting characteristics and its scarcity made it a true gem in the world of coin collecting. The combination of rarity, condition, and the growing demand for high-quality coins played a massive role in driving the price of this coin to such extraordinary heights. The $98,000 sale of this 1988 quarter isn't just a one-off fluke. As more and more collectors recognize the value of these rare coins, prices for well-preserved 1988 quarters continue to rise. Proof versions, uncirculated examples, and coins with minting errors are all highly sought after, and if you happen to come across one of these rarer versions of the 1988 quarter, you could be holding on to something worth a small fortune. For collectors, this serves as a reminder of how even the most seemingly unremarkable coins can appreciate in value over time. While many of the 1988 quarters may still be circulating in everyday transactions, there are those hidden treasures out there, coins that, with the right preservation and attention, could become valuable assets in your collection. Whether you're just beginning your numismatic journey or you're an experienced collector, the 1988 quarter represents an exciting opportunity to explore the world of rare coins and uncover hidden gems in the process. As we look toward the future, the 1988 quarter will likely continue to rise in value as more collectors take notice of its significance. With its ties to the 1980s, its lasting presence in American coinage, and its remarkable potential for rarity, the 1988 quarter is a symbol of how coins can evolve and become important pieces of history. For those who appreciate the finer details of coin collecting, the 1988 quarter is a coin worth keeping an eye on, and who knows, the next 1988 quarter you find could be worth a small fortune, just like the one that sold for $98000. So, keep searching through your collections, check those coin jars, and examine every quarter you come across. You might just find a hidden treasure that will add a significant amount of value to your collection, or potentially provide an unexpected windfall. The world of numismatics is full of surprises, and the 1988 quarter is one of those surprises that proves just how valuable even the most ordinary coins can become. In the last but not the least, top 1, the 1985 USA $quarter coin, often overlooked in the context of American coinage, has quietly made its mark as a collector's treasure over the years. If you happen to stumble upon one in your change, you might think little of it. After all, it's just another George Washington quarter, right? But, much like many other coins in the vast world of numismatics, the 1985 quarter holds a story of its own. It's a coin that, despite seeming commonplace, has attracted attention from collectors, enthusiasts, and investors who recognize its true value. To fully appreciate why this particular quarter has gained such significance, we must take a journey through its historical context, its design, the minting process, and, most importantly, its rising value in the numismatic world. Let's start with the historical context. The year 1985 was a turning point in both American history and the global landscape. Ronald Reagan was in his second term as president, and the United States was experiencing economic growth, which was accompanied by the technological revolution of the 1980s. The country was also dealing with the complexities of the Cold War, the threat of nuclear weapons, and a growing international influence. In the midst of these world events, the U.S. Mint continued its work of producing the nation's coinage, including the quarter, which had featured George Washington's likeness for over 50 years by the time the 1985 quarter was released. Washington, depicted in profile on the obverse of the coin, had been a staple of American coinage since 1932. His image on the quarter, created by sculptor John Flanagan, became one of the most recognizable and enduring symbols of American strength and unity. The design of the quarter was relatively unchanged for decades, but with each passing year, collectors began to scrutinize the various nuances that set each coin apart. While the 1985 quarter featured the same classic Washington design, it was the small details surrounding its minting process that would eventually make this coin stand out in the world of numismatics. On the reverse side, the familiar bald eagle perched with its wings outstretched continued to dominate the design. This eagle, a symbol of freedom and power, had been a fixture on U.S. coinage for centuries. The 1985 quarter, like its predecessors, bore this iconic image, framed by the words United States of America and E pluribus unum. This particular design was part of the long tradition of maintaining continuity in American coinage, which offered a sense of stability and familiarity to the public. However, in the years following its release, the 1985 quarter would be noted for something other than its standard design. While the quarter was being produced for general circulation, a variety of small factors came into play. some of which would make the 1985 quarter increasingly valuable in the coming decades. One of the most significant elements influencing the coin's rarity was the fact that the U.S. Mint produced relatively few high-quality proof coins for collectors that year. The regular circulating 1985 quarter was relatively common, but it was the specially minted proof coins that began to gain attention as they surfaced on the market. Proof coins are those struck with exceptional care, often using polished dies that create a coin with a mirror-like finish. The production of these coins is a separate process from that of regular circulation coins, and they are intended for collectors rather than for general use. Proof coins are typically made in smaller quantities than circulating coins, and their high level of detail and quality can make them extremely valuable over time. In 1985, the U.S. Mint produced proof quarters with special care, and collectors soon began to notice the exceptional quality of these coins. As time went on, this scarcity of well-preserved proof coins made the 1985 quarter particularly appealing. But proof coins weren't the only variations that made the 1985 quarter noteworthy. As with many coins from that era, there were also subtle differences in the minting process that led to certain examples being more valuable than others. These differences could be as small as slight variations in the strike quality or tiny imperfections on the coin surface, sometimes referred to as minting errors, that made the coin stand out. In the world of coin collecting, such imperfections can increase a coin's desirability and value, especially if the error is rare or unusual. While the 1985 quarter may have been produced in large quantities for general circulation, it was the special, well-preserved examples that began to capture the interest of numismatists. Over time, collectors realized that a limited number of 1,985 quarters remained in exceptional condition, and these coins began to be valued at higher prices. As more collectors sought out these higher-quality specimens, the value of the 1985 quarter started to climb. The market for rare coins, including those from the 1980s, was already seeing an uptick in the 1990s, as a new generation of collectors began to take an interest in investing in coins as a store of value. The rise of the 50-state quarters program in 1999 was an event that sparked even greater interest in coin collecting, which, in turn, led to a growing awareness of the value of older coins like the 1985 quarter. As a result, the 1985 quarter, once considered just another year of circulation coinage, was now being viewed as a potential goldmine for investors. And then, as is often the case with rare and valuable coins, a breakthrough moment came. A particularly well-preserved proof version of the 1985 quarter, graded at a near-perfect MS-69 by professional grading services, hit the auction block and fetched a remarkable price. While the standard 1985 quarters were still circulating and held little monetary value beyond their face value of 25 cents, this particular coin was a rare exception. Its flawless condition, coupled with its growing demand, led to a stunning sale price of $114,000. Yes, a single 1985 quarter worth just a quarter in 1985 had skyrocketed to a value of $114,000. That this sale was nothing short of a revelation in the world of coin collecting. It highlighted the true potential for rare and well-preserved coins to appreciate in value over time. The 1985 quarter, previously considered a standard coin in American circulation, had now become a coveted prize among collectors. This particular coin sale opened the floodgates for further interest in 1985 quarters, as collectors began to comb through their collections, searching for similar high-quality specimens. It was a reminder of how the value of a coin can grow exponentially when it's preserved well, is rare in condition, or has a special feature, like a minting error, that makes it stand out. But the story of the 1985 quarter doesn't end with one extraordinary sale. The impact of this sale has continued to shape the coin's market value. In the years that followed, the 1985 quarter has continued to be highly sought after, especially among those who understand the nuances of coin collecting. Graded versions of the coin that have been well preserved or have special characteristics, such as minting errors or proof versions, can fetch prices well above their face value. For collectors, the 1985 quarter has become an emblem of the potential that lies in modern coinage. Many newer coins, especially those produced in larger quantities, might seem like they're destined for common use, but with the right combination of factors, rarity, preservation, and sometimes even a bit of luck, these coins can go on to achieve staggering values. The 1985 quarter is a prime example of this phenomenon, where a coin that was once viewed as an ordinary piece of currency can, in the right circumstances, become a prized collector's item worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So what does this mean for you, the viewer? If you're someone who's just beginning to take an interest in coin collecting, or if you've already been collecting for years, the 1985 quarter serves as a reminder that sometimes the value of a coin can remain hidden until the right moment arrives. Whether you're searching through your spare change or carefully curating a collection, there's always the potential that you'll come across a coin with untapped value, just waiting for the right collector or investor to recognize it. And who knows? Maybe the next 1985 quarter you find could be the one that gets you that life-changing phone call or auction sale. As the world of numismatics continues to evolve, coins like the 1985 quarter will remain at the forefront of discussions about investment and rarity. The remarkable value achieved by a single example of this coin, $114,000, serves as a testament to the ever-growing world of coin collecting and the ever-present possibility that hidden treasures might be right under our noses. So, keep an eye out for the next 1985 quarter you come across. It could very well be your ticket to discovering a valuable piece of American history.